backstory for why I've been single for 22 years and counting. Let's get some things cleared up, okay? In as much as I enjoy being single and I enjoy being in my early 20s and having to go through a phase where I'm finding out more about myself and learning about my likes, dislikes, and my personality and just different aspects to my being, I'm also a human being, and sometimes I want that attention, love, and longing from another partner, you know, romantically. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't go on dates, or you know, I've not had opportunities to be able to explore the other gender and be able to find a partner, but it's either they end up getting blocked it's either they end up getting blocked, or my distance just drives a wedge between forming that relationship, or maybe we're just not fitting each other like that. Like, I mean, I can't keep making excuses for things that I feel like are beyond my control, because the truth is I'm not really getting feedback from them, so I don't really know what is, you know, making the relationship not progress. But I do know some relationships that haven't progressed due to me, okay, due to me not wanting it to progress. I also feel like me being in Aquarius, okay, I'm not trying to bring astrology into this, even though I am bringing astrology into this, and I know you might roll your eyes and be like, really? I feel like with me being Aquarius and me being free-spirited and not liking commitment, that has also played a part in me being extremely picky with partners, and me also low-key feeling a sense of, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can trust this person with my heart, and giving you a part of me for now that I don't know if it's gonna lead to where I want it to lead to, if that makes any sense, you know, because nothing is guaranteed. And I've seen a lot of stories, or I've heard a lot of stories of women who give men their prime years only for it to end up being wasted, you know, and they never get compensated for that. So that also plays a part in my mind, like, okay, if I do get into a relationship now, does it mean that that's the person I'm gonna end up marrying? Like, why am I getting into a relationship if I don't have marriage as the end goal? Do you get what I mean? So I'm literally stuck in a limbo where I'm trying to explore other people and trying to experience other people so that I can have a more, I can make a more informed decision in choosing a partner. But I'm also weighing the other side where I feel like time is ticking. Like, you know, time is going by, girl. Now you're gonna be 23 in a couple months. Do you get what I mean? And then before you know it, I'm 26, and it's like, I just don't know if I'm supposed to give myself to someone now and trust that me giving myself to someone now is going to be in my best interest, or if I should just wait until later and choose a more befitting partner. But at the same time, there's a lot of propaganda and a lot of things said about women that age and women in their 30s, how they're at the quote-unquote wall, and how nobody wants them once you're in their 30s. So nobody wants them in a serious way, because a man can want you physically and want to sex you, but it doesn't mean that he wants you in a relationship way. Do you get what I mean? So I'm very much just stuck in that limbo of, I don't know if I should do this, or I don't know if I shouldn't do this. I don't know if relationships are for me, but at the same time, I've never really been in one for me to even be able to know. I also want to mention that sometimes when I do get, you know, attention, and when I do get offers of romantic interest from guys, I feel like they don't come with the best intentions at heart. And I know this with their actions and just the way they kind of try to cross my boundaries and do different things that make me feel like, okay, this person is only after one thing, which is what's in between my legs. Like, I don't feel like this person actually wants to get to know me and wants to be intimate with me without having that physical aspect attached to it. And I feel like that also has me really guarded, because the weight in my heart is from my kitty. Honestly, like, I really don't, when I go on dates and it doesn't work out, I don't care like that, because I feel like I'm not really emotionally attached to the outcome, or I'm not really emotionally attached to that person. But the moment I give in, you know, midway through, and I start to feel like, oh my goodness, I'm catching feelings for this person, and it doesn't work out, or they don't reciprocate the love that I want, I feel bummed. And I'm like, that's why I don't do this, because it's a way of protecting myself. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like these are all the reasons that have really made me single for the past 22 years. And also, I'm gonna dive into my childhood a little bit, and I'm going to explain how not being seen as an attractive girl when I was growing up, when I was in high school, in my formative years, really altered my state of mind and how I perceive myself in even romantic interests. Like, I was never that girl growing up that had like boyfriends, or had people wanting to take me out on dates in high school, or buying me flowers, or, you know, even if it's like, you know, puppy love, that kind of thing. I never got to experience that. I didn't go on my first date until I was 21. Contingent on my first dates being when I was 21, it wasn't easy though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't easy for me. I feel like you looking at me now, you're probably gonna be like, this girl is full of shit. She's beautiful, she's attractive. But I feel like I have to do a lot of work to get to the point where somebody can look at me and think that I'm attractive. Even though I've always had this feature since when I was a kid, but there was a lot of things that I feel like I've used to alter my beauty a lot that I wasn't privy to. So I grew up not really feeling beautiful, not feeling attractive, not feeling like, oh my gosh, my skin tone. I feel like my skin tone played a huge role in how I was perceived, because when I was in high school in Nigeria, I saw a lot of the light-skinned girls having boyfriends, and me, I never did. And even when I did have like someone who was low-key interested in me, I wouldn't even say interested in me. I feel like I don't know how to say this without putting my business out there a lot, but I mean, I'm already here. I feel like a lot of the interest, quote unquote, because I don't really know what word to use to describe this, a lot of the interest was sexually motivated. It wasn't interest of, I want to take you on a date, I like you, I want to talk to you every day, I want to call you, I want to, you know, get to know you, even if I don't have money, you know, like, you know how we do it in high school now, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, I want you to be my girlfriend. No, it was sexually motivated, you know. So I grew up feeling like the only way to get a guy's attention was what I could offer sexually, you know. I didn't feel like I needed to ask them to go on dates. I didn't feel like I needed flowers. I didn't feel like I needed you to put in effort. I didn't feel like I needed communication. So there was a lot of unlearning that I had to do to get to a point where I'm like, girl, you've been doing this shit wrong. You've been doing this shit wrong. And I learned that I was doing it wrong by reading a lot and just stumbling on information on YouTube, Twitter, and books. And that was how I was able to unlearn a lot of biases that I had against myself. and I realized that I had been doing it wrong because I never really had guidance and I never had experience that I should have been getting when I was in high school. So it took during the pandemic for me to really sit down and understand how to win in this dating game, and understand that like the way I think is supposed to go has not really fetched me any good results, and I had to rethink what I thought I knew was the way to go and actually understand that I don't have to do any of those things except for be myself and be present. Those who might be able to kind of relate with my story and just this little spiel that I've gone on for the past couple of minutes, I just want to give 5 things I've learned about being single and why I feel like it's needed sometimes in your formative years. I feel like sometimes being in a relationship can be more damaging than one can think. It has led to a lot of people being single parents, being abused, you know, having the course of their life be derailed. You know, we saw that with Houston and her boyfriend. Like just a lot of things that relationships have the downside of, but at the same time they can be a blessing. But I'm just gonna talk about 5 things that I've learned. Number 1, which I feel like is the most important, you can be in a relationship and still be alone. You can be in a relationship and still be lonely. Being in a relationship doesn't mean that the way you feel about yourself changes just because you have someone to call. You have to work on yourself first for you to actively feel happiness being in a joint union with someone. Number 2, being in a relationship in a perfect world shouldn't be a factor to determining someone's worth or value in society. We all see how women are not valued or respected until they have a MRS in front of their name. Like, I even want to talk about why I feel marriage is a scam, but before we even jump into that topic, let me just continue on to point number 3. So being in a relationship can be very damaging and altering to one's self-development and one's ability to self-identify, you know, being able to form your own personality. Because I feel like some girls start to take on the likes of their boyfriends and they start to adopt a lot of personality traits of their boyfriends, and they're not able to explore what they like and what their interests are. They try to please the other gender and think that, oh, I have to do what he wants, while completely forgetting where her likes are. Even if you don't like what that guy is doing, but you do it anyways because you want that validation or you don't want to lose your boyfriend, you know. So the 4th thing I've realized is being single is not the end of the world, and sometimes fixating so much on wanting to be in a relationship can actually drive the person that's supposed to be for you away, because I feel like the best things happen when you don't expect it, or when you don't have an expectation for it and it just falls into place and it happens when it's supposed to happen, instead of fixating so much on, oh my goodness, I want to be in a relationship. Maybe fixate on your hobbies, your likes, your friends, you know, education. Maybe fixate on traveling. Maybe fixate on growing a YouTube channel, growing your Instagram, doing things that make you feel happy, getting your bag, getting that bag, getting that money, period. Hasn't happened yet for me though. But hey, you have to be able to accept the fact that, see, maybe you just might never be in a relationship. Are you going to kill yourself? Now single, you know, keep person. So don't overthink or overstress yourself to the point where you're depressed and you're feeling worthless because some weirdo man who doesn't even have emotions is not trying to make you his girlfriend. Anyways, let's not even get into that because I know y'all finna drag me, but it's okay. And the last thing I'm going to mention is being single. I think I briefly mentioned this, but the fourth point allows you to explore hobbies, explore your likes, be able to do things on your own accord without feeling like you have to consult someone else, like they're your father. They're not, you know. So anyways, all in all, I hope you're able to get something out of this, and I just hope somebody's able to relate to what I've spoken about and just what I think. Anyways, if you have reached here so far, give me a thumbs up. Check out my other content. I try to post videos every week. Subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, that's your business. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye now.